The Monsters Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Specific content warnings can be found in the episode's show notes. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Monsters Playbook, an actual play Monster of the Week podcast that's brought to you this week by Dunk Stag Records. Dunk Stag Records, the official record label of the Monsters Playbook that exclusively releases all of the music from the podcast. The record label isn't real, of course, it's something I made up. But then, so is everything that happens on this show, and yet here we are. This week on the cover story, the next move truly seems to be in the player's hands. They've assembled all the fires from the end of the world into a single artifact. But shockingly, it's not a weapon. It's a crown. But what do you do with the most powerful crown in the universe? Who gets to wear it? And what will their power win them?
I'm John, and I play Mark Clayton.
I'm Lauren, and I play Kira and Anna Ashwood.
I'm Miah, and I play Theo Nessos.
I'm Jonny, I play literally everybody else. Let's see what they do next. So I'm inclined to have a bit of time pass. I don't want to pick things up in the immediate wake of that. I want you to have all had some time to collect yourself. I want you to have had some time to bandage up Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine.
And figure out what to do with 4 stars.
Well, do we want to have John talk at all about moves or whatever, level ups, or no? Are we not taking one right now?
If you have a thought for what you might want to take, let's talk about it.
Preternatural speed. You can go much faster than normal people when you chase, flee, or run. Take +1 ongoing. I take unquenchable vitality. When you, that's very needed of Mark. When you have taken harm, you can heal yourself. Roll +, cool on 10+, heal 2 harm, and stabilize your injuries. On 7 to 9, heal 1 harm and stabilize your injuries. On a miss, your injuries worsen.
It's up to you, man.
I'll do that. That makes sense.
It sure does.
So I got speed and I got heals.
Okay, so here's a couple of things to set the stage for you. I am inclined to have this be a sort of calm before the storm episode or arc.
Mm-hmm.
I want to not do premonitions. I want to not do Boss from Beyond. I want to not do any of that.
This is a kind of an intermission before the big thing. Yeah.
Wait, are you giving your monster hunters a break?
I didn't say that.
It's preparation.
Mark is going to go shopping for a new birdcage. I'm just kidding.
Well, I was going to say, at this point, I don't even know if there's like downtime, to be exact. It's like making...
It's preparatory plans.
It's making preparations, honestly, at this point.
Someone's trying to end the goddamn world, you guys.
Yeah.
So I want to, unless you have another place that you'd rather go to, I think I want to have you all be at Mark's house. I think you have 4 stars chained up in Mark's oubliette. 4 stars is what I am calling the out of control version of Catrell.
Clarification, because Kira had done like her Dark Negotiator move to like try to, or maybe it was Mental Dominion, whatever, one of the two. She had used that to kind of get it to like quiet down at the end of last session. But is it like that was only temporary, or like what's up with that?
It calmed her down and stopped her fighting, and doesn't seem to be making moves on his behalf, but I think she is not fully back to herself yet.
Theo did use a luck point to dispel, like to sever that connection between her and the Star King, because Theo used force of will and I rolled well and then burned a luck point.
Yeah, I guess I can't take that away from you. Okay. In which case, she's still wingless. I think, yeah, if you brought her back to Mark's house, she'd just be asleep.
Okay.
She'll be resting in her room.
So the Star King doesn't have control over her?
The Star King doesn't have control over her.
Okay, good. Well, I was going to suggest there's a couple spells I know that Anna would maybe want to do for the team in general. One of them, I think she would suggest almost immediately after we actually like finish that whole last battle, is that the Silent Skin spell.
Okay.
To shield everybody from the Star King being able to look at us and know what we're doing. So that she would probably suggest that as like kind of the first thing, which my impression was it would take some time. So
yeah.
Could we say that has happened?
I think so. Like I'm literally imagining, honestly, probably Yano just be tying off the bandages on Mark. So like all of your harm is erased, but careful.
Mm-hmm.
Is this sort of thing permanent?
Which sort of thing?
The silent skin spell.
Well, yeah, functionally.
Yeah, because that was the stronger version compared to the other one, which was just like doing it to a room.
I think what that's going to mean then is I'm going to go down the line and have to have everybody roll act under pressure to accept the rune scars.
Okay.
But so is it permanent? Did that change?
It would be permanent. It would also be extremely painful.
I'm sensing some hesitation from a certain spell slinger.
I'm not the spell slinger right now. I'm technically the searcher.
You still sling spells.
So, Theo, roll act under pressure.
What if I don't want to get it?
Then you don't get it.
Anna might try to convince you.
Make your case, Anna.
If it wasn't permanent, then I'd say yeah, but I have some hesitation.
Why?
I have hope for him. I understand that he's doing bad, but he wasn't always bad.
Theo, he literally wants to destroy the world and everyone in it. It's not... If we can get through to him, then great. But until we do that point, he's going to be trying to stop us at every turn. And if he can see what we're doing, I don't know if he's going to want to be saved.
If he can't see all of you and he can just see me...
It's putting the rest of us at danger, Theo.
Do you have anything that's less permanent?
I mean, I think you have your abjuration, which would certainly not be as strong and would probably only last max an hour.
I mean, I can do, my typical abjuration stuff that I always do, but against somebody like the Star King, that's only going to last maybe an hour, which really kind of is pointless.
I still care about him, Anna.
That's great. I care about you too, and I want to keep you safe. And I'm worried that if we don't do this, that it's going to come back to bite us in the ass.
I want Tommy to say, someone who doesn't want to be saved, kind of nudge Kira and nod at Donovan. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think Kira kind of just like nods. I was in your position a couple years ago, Theo.
I'm sorry, I just don't want it.
Well, I hope it's not a mistake, says Anna.
Mark, Yano pulls the bandages on you just a little bit too tight and tapes them shut. It's good?
Yeah, I think so. How bad was it?
Oh, most terrible. But, and he claps you on your back,
Yeah.
you are very brave.
Thanks.
Try not to cough.
Why?
It's bad for gut burst. You will be fine.
Okay. Mark, gets up and is, examining himself.
I think Yano gets up and goes to your fridge, checks the fridge, checks the cupboards, sort of shoots you a disbelieving look, keeps looking. Is this a, vacation home?
No, that's my fridge.
And yet there is no food.
There's food in there. There's pizza.
God, some pizza. This is not pizza. Yano will fix. And Yano's going to go out to his car, start it, and drive away.
Well, okay. Yano just laughed. I think he's getting food.
Okay.
What's our next steps? I think Mark just kind of gets up and kind of waddles over to everybody.
Jonny, did you need all of us who were getting this spell to roll action of pressure?
I do.
Okay.
Mark.
Do I roll help out with that?
No, you'll be getting it yourself if you choose to. So what Anna can do with this spell is literally carve certain symbols and spell circles into your skin with a knife that will...
Before she was just doing henna. This time it's a real knife.
Yeah, this time it will carve it into your skin, which will render you borderline impossible to scry upon from afar.
So the Star King can't spy on us.
So wait a minute. This isn't henna?
No, Mark, it's not henna.
No, Mark brandishes knife. It isn't.
I literally just got stitched up. Now you want me to cut myself open again?
I'm cutting you open this time. And
it will be significantly less deep, says Donovan, if it helps.
Oh, how great do I feel?
It's true. Look, it's gonna keep you safe. It'll keep you shielded from him.
Okay.
Bite down.
What did you say?
Bite down.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So I think Mark goes, Why? And as he bites down, hunk.
For the pain.
Oh.
What hurt?
What fern?
This pain.
Oh, God.
Anna will begin tracing the symbols she needs to in his...
Mark, roll act under pressure.
I think I don't know what the runes would be specifically, but I kind of like the idea of like what the Eye of Odin, but in reverse. So like it prevents the opposite of seeing, kind of.
I rolled a hefty 9.
You sure did. No, I think, okay, this works. You now become unstable when you reach 3 or more instead of 4.
What?
Yeah, could have been worse. You could have failed. Kira, Anna, who's next?
Kira rolled a 13 advanced move.
Okay.
Is this the downside of the spell?
This is the danger of having this kind of stuff literally carved into you. I think
Okay.
Kira being a bit more used to pain, perhaps. But yeah, Mark, it's like, I'm imagining it like it would have to take up some degree of your entire shoulder. Like it's a big, complicated set of things that you have to carve in there.
Sounds great. Sounds wonderful.
Also, goes without saying, don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, I know. I think
It doesn't really work.
as Anna's doing it, she's like, well, would you rather that he could see everything that you're doing?
No, I think I'm good. Is that it? Are we done?
One more.
Wait, what?
Once again, Kira rolled very nicely. So Anna makes sure to position it so that it covers some old scars.
Mm-hmm.
Anna, same roll. Can you do it to yourself?
That's a good question. I rolled an 11.
Which I think because you're doing it to yourself, it's actually a 10, but that means that's actually still fine.
Okay. I mean, she might ask like Lincoln Ramsey for their help.
Yeah, they'll help.
Yeah.
It's going to make it kind of a pain in the ass for me to talk to you, but whatever, I'm powerful.
So this is just like all scrying. Like,
It's like a signal thing. It's fine.
mhm.
I get it.
I mean, he's going to be watching us. And how do you stop somebody who can see everything?
Well, be surprising.
Exactly. Hence the tattoos or scars, whatever.
It's a gentle way of putting it.
I think Anna is acting a little less chipper than she normally is. So, what are we supposed to do about him, guys?
Well, says Donovan, wouldn't be the first time you've killed a god.
Well, some people here don't want to kill a god.
What if we trap him?
Interesting.
Keep him there.
Hang on a second. Is Mark's oubliette room shielded?
Yeah. And functionally, magic doesn't work there.
Maybe we should have this conversation in here. Anna's going to point to there.
I look to Theo. Would that work?
Yeah, it's fine.
No, I mean, does that keep us out of sight?
If you set it up right, yeah,
Well, you helped me set it up, so.
then it should work perfectly.
Then maybe we should talk in there. I think Anna's just going to march over to the door and try to open it and realize she can't get in without Mark's permission and be like, Mark.
Like when you try to unlock it over the door and someone keeps unlocking it, but you trying to open the door prevents it from unlocking.
Yes. What the hell? This thing won't.
just. Mark walks over and like, done. Then we walk in.
Yeah, it's bare. I think there's like not very much furniture in here, but you can reasonably come in here, shut the door, and be basically sure that you won't be spied upon.
Mm-hmm.
So, begins Donovan. Now that we can do something other than cower in fear,
I think Anna shoots him a dark look.
let's review what we know and remember that we still currently hold most of the cards. This plan of his can't be done without the flame, and now there's only 2. One of them is, he turns to Kira, safe, and the other, he turns to Mark, hidden. This gives us some breathing room.
That may be true, but let's also not forget that this is this is a fucking king of there who can see the future, who knows every opportunity. We don't know what cards he already has. I mean, and I think she points like back out the door where Catrail was like laying down on the couch outside. We had no idea. We knew something was wrong with her. We had no idea that it was this, that she was being under his control. What other cards does he have?
Theo rolls plus sharp.
You know, I wonder if there's a way that we can tap into what he's seeing, get the inside scoop on what he knows about us.
Well, that's what Kira was suggesting, that we get the other eye for Theo.
Yeah, that's true.
8.
At the question of we can't see what cards he has, Donovan looks at you for just a second, like his eyes just dart over at you.
I think Kira will speak up and she'll be like, well, there is the other eye of Ventrigoris. If we can get our hands on that, then maybe Theo can see what we can expect, if you're up for it.
Yeah, there might be somebody else that we know that he might have a reach into, and I'm not speaking about myself.
I think Anna looks at you and just kind of, her jaw clenches. I suppose now is as good a time as ever. When I was made, Ramsey Lincoln said that it was quicker than normal, right? Right, Kira? Got sped up? I think Kira's eyes just like kind of darken. She's like, yeah. Said it was about a good luck. What do you mean? Well, turns out it wasn't really luck so much as the Star King interfering. My connection here isn't exactly permanent. It's conditional on the Star King's whims. So, surprise. And I think Kira is like, and you're telling us about this now?
Wait, what? No way.
I mean, it wasn't until recently that I even knew who it was that had control over me. And it's not as if I kept it to myself. I had Theo helping. I think Kira rolls her eyes towards Theo. And you didn't say anything either?
She made me promise.
Puts her hands to her head.
Like she said, we didn't know what was going on. Just that it had to do with necromancy, alchemy, and some other type of magic.
It turns out that the Star King made some sort of deal by proxy of whatever's left of Craig's throat in the hallway. And I don't know how to get out of it. But I didn't make a deal with him, even though somehow I owe my life to the Star King. I didn't agree to shit. I think Anna looks down at her feet. I didn't want to worry you, Kira. You had enough to deal with. And Kira just kind of crosses her arms. Be that as it may, that poses a serious risk for the rest of us. I don't want what happened to Catrail to happen to you, or worse. I think Anna's like, yeah, no, the thought of the fact that he could maybe just like Thanos snap me makes me kind of scared.
Anna, did we ever figure out how to change your deal?
No, I don't think you ever talked to him about that. And I don't know the first thing about deals, so if any of you people from there know anything, that'd be great.
Well, the first thing about deals is you don't want them.
Not, Lowry speaks up, necessarily.
Go on.
How do they work? How do you know what a deal even is if a deal's been struck? I didn't make it. Isn't there like a two-party consent?
But if one of the parties is differently sentient? Question mark. That thing. Did you say Lowry knew about this?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That thing on the other side of the hallway doors. It doesn't work on deals. It just gives. It wouldn't have been able to help itself. And if Greyhand got in the middle of that, insinuated himself into that kind of contract, it would have come rubber stamped.
Do you mind putting that in a little bit more like here English?
It's a multi-party contract, basically. Like it's like when a new bank buys your mortgage, you owe them now. But I think as distinct from when a new bank buys your mortgage, the implication here is that if you'll recall, a contract can be canceled by either party. And if there's three parties, well...
What, do we need like a majority?
Nope, just one. Anna could break his control over her by choosing to cease to exist. The Star King could leave the arrangement by giving up his control over her, however deep that may go. Or you could maybe see if you could get Craig Throat to futz it somehow. The other option, the ultimate authority for arbitration with deals is the Great King. So...
Which isn't that currently the Star King?
Currently.
How is Great King determined?
Traditionally, by the will of the living. But now we're down to two, and I don't know, it's just a thought. If he were to no longer be the head of there, if he were to lose the great crown, any deals made under his reign would be malleable. Doubly so if he made them himself.
How do you get such a vast amount of people to stop believing in him, in the Great King?
You don't have to get them to stop believing in the Star King, just to stop believing in the stars.
How the hell do you do that?
I don't know, write a hit song about how the next world starts in the sky?
No thanks.
Look, I'm just as confused as you guys are, okay?
None of these options seem quite easy or immediate.
Is there any way to see if there's any loopholes? Fine prints?
You want to have your best lawyers look over the contract?
I mean, you did say, I think, a couple of sessions back, like, if you can trick your way out of the deal somehow was an option. But I don't even know what exactly the deal is. Like, what is the fine print?
I'd like you, if you'd let me, Anna, to look at you in a magical sense outside of this when we're done. But only if you'll allow me.
Yeah, whatever. Let's do it.
Before that happens, Donovan speaks up. Could we have the room?
Who's we?
Me and these princes.
What, Mark and Theo? So taking Kira and Anna out of there?
Yes.
I think Kira kind of cocks her head. Why?
I have questions.
Why can't you ask them in front of Kira and Anna?
Would you like me to ask them in front of Kira and Anna?
Are you threatening me?
I'm asking a question.
I think you can ask in front of them. Mark?
It's just a question.
Very well. I think he'll stare you down for a long time with traditionally hooded eyes. Are you still loyal to him?
Is he asking Theo?
Yes.
I'm holding out hope for him.
That isn't a no.
Theo. Mark walks over, doesn't touch you or anything, but just, we need to make this decision on our own.
Here's what I'm really asking. If you have to, will you kill him?
Only if the other avenues have been tried, but I would rather not.
What is it you hope for him, this gray hand?
Plainly to bring him back, in a sense. Remind him of his responsibilities and his duty.
To do what?
To take care of the kingdom, to guard the wall.
But it sounds like he doesn't want to do that. What if he doesn't want to be saved, Theo?
People choose to walk away from their duty. He looks hard at you, Theo, all the time.
Yeah, and some of us are ignored for what we do. We're unappreciated. We're ignored. We're made to feel like we don't matter. I know that he did a great thing for the Sky King, but he got nothing in return. Not that he was looking for a handout, but I know exactly what it feels like to not be cared about.
I think Anna's like, but he's used you, Theo. He doesn't care about anything. What's to stop him from snapping his fingers and killing me in an instant, snuffing me out?
Us?
By what? Singing kumbayas and hoping that he'll come to terms? Anna throws out her hands and she walks out of the room.
Theo, I know you've been in a similar position, and I mean, you were able to walk away from it. You were able to see that there's another side to things. He hasn't taken that opportunity. He is what happens when those opportunities are bypassed. I really think that you need to think about this really hard.
I won't kill him. Not unless I really, truly have to.
So besides that question, will you help us if we decide to kill him?
If that's your plan A,
We don't have the luxury of time, Theo.
I'm not going to help you kill him. From where I'm standing, that same point of view, I should kill my father. After everything that he's done, he should die. Right? We've killed and ended a lot of things over the past year, but I don't know about you, but I still have nightmares about them. I don't like killing things, and I'm going to try and hold on to hope.
Kira's been kind of quiet this whole exchange, and I think she was maybe kind of like arms crossed, folded against, as she's like kind of leaning against a wall. She kind of step forward and be like, so maybe the plan isn't necessarily to kill him, but to stop him. I was reading something in the books about if we could sever the will of the king from his kingdom, that might strip him of some of his powers, at least make him less powerful, that we could actually do something. Maybe he'd be more agreeable to talk to us. Maybe he would, heck, if worse comes to worse, be on a better playing field so that we actually could do something to end him if it comes to that.
And honestly, Mark, I thought about maybe Ro can help. If she can see and understand his point of view, I would hope that she would take pity on him.
To be fair, Theo, I don't think Rose is going to see it that way. But he doesn't strike me as somebody who wants his duty anymore. If we can free him of that burden, then maybe there's something that we can do. The goal is to stop him from what he's trying to do. Can we at least agree on that?
Yeah. Stopping him from being the Star King is not off my table.
Stopping him from killing us and the people we care about around us is what I care about.
Donovan's going to say at that, let's call that Plan A.
And if you're not willing to put us over him, then I don't know if this is your fight, Theo.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna check and see if Yano's here. And Theo's gonna walk out.
Well, Theo and anyone who follows her, as you approach the stairs back up onto the main floor, you are pretty overwhelmed by the smell of like basil and garlic and the sound of sizzling meat. You come into the kitchen, you come up out of the basement and into the kitchen, and you can see that basically every cooking implement that Mark has is out and in use. He's boiling a big pot of sauce. He's cooking a big bowl of pasta. He's got probably garlic bread in the oven. He's rolling some kind of stuffed pasta. He's like, sorella, something sad happened in the basement. And he returns to his assembling.
By the way, I was going to say Anna had stormed out of the room. She is not where Yano is. I think she is upstairs in the bathroom crying.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Does Mark's kitchen have an island with like bar stools, John?
Yes, it does.
Yep. Who's all left in the panic room?
Kira and Donovan.
And you, and Lowry.
And Tommy? Where's Tommy?
Right where you left him. Yeah.
Okay.
I have two questions. One, does Mark have like pizza rolls and all in his freezer, or just pizza?
I think Mark has like leftover pizza in his refrigerator. Probably a couple of pizza rolls in the freezer. It's in that bag, so it's just kind of like twisted closed, and it is right next to a bag of
Dead mice.
Okay. I'm gonna take like 2 pieces of pizza from like the fridge and like plop them onto a plate and like throw it in the microwave and like hit like 30 seconds.
You know, a lesser man would take this as an insult.
I figured Ketchal would want something familiar when she wakes up.
Aw. He sort of bows his head sheepishly for having assumed.
Theo's just gonna lean against the counter, arms folded, waiting for the pizza to get to the perfect temperature. And she'll deliver it to the sleeping Ketchal.
I'm going to have you roll plus charm.
I rolled a 9.
I think when you come in and set down the pizza, she'll just like stir and murmur.
Theo would return back to the kitchen and sit at the island. She's not going to say anything.
Yano then is going to put you to work.
I don't think I'd be of much help to you.
The very first thing he's going to do is stick a wooden spoon into the sauce and like hold it out to you with his hand underneath it. Like,
okay.
Taste.
Okay. What is that I'm tasting?
The sauce.
Oh, it tastes like tomatoes?
Like, grab a recently opened can of some spices, basil, oregano, and dump a couple of them in. And of course, salt. Keep an eye on the ground beef.
Was it gonna move or what?
Stir it and like put a wooden spoon in your hand and like shove your hand over it and be like, stir, stir.
Well, how often should I stir?
If it is pink, you flip.
With a spoon? Okay. And Theo's just like constantly stirring the meat.
This is like John's first time cooking.
Yep. Okay. Mark and Kira, what are you doing?
I think Mark is just still like just kind of staring at the wall and just breathing heavier than usual.
Kira might try to catch Donovan before he leaves the room.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why did you change your mind? Before the hallway, I never knew if you were friend or foe. I don't think I ever could have brought myself to kill you, but I knew I had to stop you. Casey put a hole in you a couple of times. Could have let you die, but I couldn't. I couldn't let that happen. So what made you change?
In those days, I had my goals, and seeing them become so diametrically opposed to your own, it would have been so easy for you to end my ambitions and any evil that might have come from them, to just let me bleed out on the floor of that church. But you didn't. You broke free of the shackles of, you could call it fate. I guess that showed me it was possible for me to do the same. I saw in you that It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you are. It matters what you do next.
I want to help Theo, but I don't know if we have the luxury of hope.
We don't, as Mark walks out, shuts the door behind him. Otherwise, I'd agree with Theo.
I think at that, Lowry would speak up and go, hell of a world you got here, where hope is a luxury. Donovan's brow is going to furrow and be like, is someone cooking carbonara? And and so I think now it's just you and Tommy in there, Kira.
Yeah.
That went well.
Your definition of well is a little lacking, Tommy Sparks.
I've lived a certain kind of life. Nobody bled. That makes it a productive fight.
I don't know what to do about it. I feel caught in the middle. I think Kira takes a deep breath. And then I think under her breath, she's kind of just like, I can't believe Anna kept this from me. This whole time, she's been here because of him. And she didn't tell me.
Isn't that... He's hesitating, like trying to make sure he's using the right words. Isn't that what she's for? What she does?
If you want to split hairs, yeah. That's what she does. It's just...
Sometimes we keep things from the people we care about, if we think it'll keep them safe.
I know. It's just... We can't keep doing this. We can't keep keeping things from each other. Keeping secrets. Not saying what we're saying... or what we need to say. I mean, hell, I'm afraid to talk to Theo half the time, setting her off, making her pissed with me, or upset. I don't know.
Listen, I know you want to fix everything. I know you want to be all action and make it all be okay. But that's not where we are right now.
And where are we right now?
We're at the beginning of something very hard and very big. And very important. If you want my advice on Theo, when you're talking to her, maybe what she needs is a little less talking and a little more listening. Kid's in a tough spot.
Yeah, I get that.
I know you do. She's got an ultra-powerful extra-dimensional being bent on destruction talking in her head. When that was you, were you looking for advice? We're all hurting. We're all scared. We're all up against something that's bigger than we've ever faced before. We don't need to decide on a plan right now. You know what you do when you're lost in the woods? You stick together. And then I think he'll just like open the door for you.
Kira will kind of like do that thing where she like kind of like just like leans into his shoulder and walks out with him.
And I think the last thing I want to do for just a second is have him go like, okay, I know that conversation ended in like a really important way, but that does smell really fucking good and I want to eat it.
Yeah, I know you.
So I think the first thing that you're going to find out is that garlic bread that Yana was cooking isn't exactly just strictly garlic bread. He's made toast and topped it with bruschetta. So he's got a plate of those.
Yum.
Love me bruschetta.
There's a pot of carbonara. He has a pretty basic sort of bolognese sauce with some spaghetti.
Bolognese.
Bolognese.
Got a bolognese.
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 Go get your bolognese.
Okay.
Yeah, carbonara, bolognese, bruschetta. He has walked around and has just doled out everybody a big plate of this stuff. And then he's sitting down.
For the record, Anna is still upstairs.
Okay. In which case, I'm sorry. He will look around and do some mental counting and then set everything down and go upstairs. And Anna, you will hear a faint knock on the door.
I think she's like in the middle of like splashing water on her face. Hello?
Are you decent?
No, I'm naked.
Odd, but respectable. We are having dinner. Would be best if everyone was there to share it.
What's on the menu?
A simple carbonara, spaghetti bolognese, bruschetta.
I always thought it was pronounced bolognese.
I will forgive you for this. You are new here.
You're new here.
And I know you are messing with Jano.
Nah.
You are a caustic person. Spiky.
I think thank you feels like an insult.
Why should strength be insulting?
That's a good question. Yeah, I'll be down in a little bit.
Roll manipulate someone.
8.
Okay. Jano will wait. And you pointedly do not hear footsteps going downstairs.
You're just standing outside the door.
I am.
What if I was pooping?
Pooping naked.
You know, I like to.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Calms me down.
Do you often disrobe to poop? Are you a preschooler?
Well, I have been told I'm pretty juvenile, so... Is there a reason that you're guarding the door like a linebacker?
Is there a reason you are hiding in the bathroom pretending to be pooping nude?
Maybe I just like my privacy, I don't know. It's weird.
I feel that this is uncharacteristic of you. You have never been one to hold back from sharing exactly what is on your mind at nearly all times.
You know what? Fine. She'll wrench open the door and she's got like mascara running down all of her face.
He will point at your clothes and go, I knew it!
What if I was naked? What would you do then, Yano?
Divert my gaze.
Okay.
Yano is gentleman.
That's whatever.
If you will let him, he is going to take a washcloth and wet it in warm water and wipe the mascara off of your face.
Aw. I feel like she kind of like flinches at first and is like, what are you doing?
Just because they are your very good friends does not mean it is unimportant to make a good impression.
Well, okay.
Is why you are hiding in bathroom, no?
Because I want to make a good impression. What?
Because you did not want them to see you cry. You are a strong one.
Sure.
This is not the case?
I like to pretend I am. But I don't know what to really do at the moment. I feel pretty helpless. And angry. I feel like I can't do anything. What's the word? I'm impotent. And she like wipes away more tears. You said something about carbonara?
Yes, I did.
Great. Carbonara it is. Thanks, Yano.
I think the last thing he'll say before he walks ahead of you and doesn't look back is, among friends, there is no need to pretend. Come downstairs and be scared with the rest of us. And then he'll walk downstairs.
I think that she's kind of standing there in the hallway after he starts to head down. She's like, well, what if I'm mad at some of my friends? And heads downstairs.
All right. You are now eating some of the best homemade Italian food you've ever had in your lives.
Oh my God, this is so much better than pizza.
I think it's quite heavy. I think it's quite greasy, but it has like a very provincial charm to it.
Yano, where'd you learn to make this?
Where every good Italian boy learns. From mother.
Anna just like stuffs her face and avoids making eye contact with anybody.
Roll act under pressure.
Theo's like doing the same, except like poking at her food.
Theo also roll act under pressure.
8 for Anna.
10.
Okay. Everybody, Theo seems fine. Maybe she's got a thing with tomatoes. I know it can upset some people's stomachs.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I think Mark is just kind of avoiding eye contact with Theo altogether.
I think Kira's like just like looking around at all the people avoiding eye contact, and she's like, "Did something happen?"
I feel like it's a very quiet, not like tense, but like uncomfortable meal.
It is honestly what you are describing. The only sounds is of people eating and forks scraping.
Yeah.
What happens with Anna's roll?
Well, given the sort of atmosphere, I think you're just going to catch Lowry looking at you very pointedly. If nobody else, and surely it's not nobody else, he can tell, like, this is bad for you to stew in.
Anna is aware that he is like she can like feel like the eyes on her.
Oh, for
and
sure.
Is just kind of grumbles to herself and she's like, it's fine. Good pasta, Yano. And then I think Kira looks like at Tommy and is like, yikes, this is bad. So how about them Vikings?
Lariat throws up.
Think they're ever gonna win it?
Well, I mean, they did just get rid of their coach.
Are the Vikings a football team?
Yeah, they for Minnesota. Yeah, right?
I see.
Yes. Anybody play any sports growing up?
I collected rocks. Mark continues eating.
Yeah, I never played sports either. What about you, Tommy?
So
Did you play
awkward.
sports?
Mouthful. I think he's going to try to play off what you're doing and be like, oh, he's bad at this. Yeah, I played football. One of the things that I really liked about it was that everybody had their different skills, but they were all on the same team.
Sweetheart. Yeah, I've heard that's really great. Sports. yeah, the individual sports were never as fun for me. I always liked the ones where you had to be on a team too. Much more rewarding when you work together that way. Right, guys? Anyway.
Is there more of this over there, Yano?
And he'll gesture back towards the kitchen. There is so much food. Honestly, I think the only person who can do this is Donovan.
Do what?
Oh, I hope this works. He's gonna kind of lean forward. I think he has his hilariously expensive jacket draped over his chair, waistcoat, sleeves pushed up. He'll rest an elbow on the table, which is quite uncouth indeed. He must be letting loose. Do you remember that dreadful keyboard musician?
Exploding Boy?
That's the one.
Yes. What about him?
What a useless man. What was the... And I think Tommy is also going to get in on this, half humming one of the songs, like trying to remember it. Yes, the entire world was pissing themselves over the boy. Dreadful. But he was just a pawn. Poor sap didn't have a clue. And how about the, to be clear...
What are you doing, Donovan?
He's trying to have the small talk, what sports did you used to play conversation, but about the monsters you fought. Whatever happened with that horrid tower?
What's going on? Mark comes back with a mouthful.
Well, he was just asking us whatever happened with Tower. If I seem to recall, she's no longer around. We stopped her while we were there.
Yep. Mark goes and sits down.
That was quite a story, as I recall. How did it go?
Oh my god, you guys. Kira actually groans and she's like, I can't be the only one doing the mediating here. Can we not have a good family meal? I mean, fuck, we all love each other, don't we?
Catrell takes another little bite of her piece of pizza.
I think that when Kira had said, we all love each other, right? I feel like Theo chances a glance at Mark, but then looks away.
You can't tell where Mark is looking because he's got his glasses on.
That's right.
Yeah, and he's shoveling food into his mouth, I know.
Catriel, how are you doing?
Better. I'm glad I'm not that thing anymore.
We're glad you're not that thing either.
Yeah.
Are your wings gone?
Yeah, she took them away. I think that's probably for the best. I don't think I should have ear wings anymore if that's the kind of thing I do.
You didn't do that. You did that.
Well, but I did, though. I felt it.
You weren't yourself, Kira says.
Then who was I?
That's a good question. I mean, we could certainly try to find out if that's something you'd want to do, or we can put it behind us.
I want to put as many leagues between me and that as I can.
Then we won't talk about it.
Wait, I have one more thing before we just decide we're not going to talk about it anymore. Mark.
Yeah?
I think she's going to, stand up and close her eyes and clench her fists real hard and go, I'm really sorry that I stabbed you with my spear.
Aww.
That was a messed up thing to do.
You didn't stab me with the spear.
Huh?
I mean, you pick up a gun and someone else grabs your hands and shoots it at somebody. You didn't take that shot. That wasn't you. I don't think it was you. You shouldn't think that it was you. I mean, unless you really wanted to stab me, but I don't think that's what you were trying to do, right?
No. I think she's going to walk around the table to you and stand face to face and kind of look at you and be a little confused for a second and then dodge around to one side and throw her arms around your waist under your arms that are holding your big plate of food and give you a big desperate hug.
It's okay. Sorry you lost your wings. Maybe we can get those back.
It's okay. They're with Ro, and that makes sense. I trust her with them.
Do you want your own motorcycle instead?
You trusted her. The witch would.
I'm confused. What?
She's gonna stand up and walk around like she's doing math.
What do you mean the witch would?
He's a step ahead, but so are we. He was after a bunch of power, but so was Ro. And you gave it to her, and we kept it away from him. He's behind.
So far as we know, I mean, he sees and knows everything. Would he just let Ro get the witchwood?
Sure, if it would do what he wants. She'd kill him with it. That would unmoor his kingdom. Then if there's some kind of... Theo's right. She's gonna turn and look at you.
Theo's poking at her carbonara.
But you didn't make a weapon.
No.
No, we didn't. We made a crown.
When I was him, I saw what was next. I saw what he was having me stop. But I didn't see you make a crown. I saw you make a sword. We're ahead.
How did that get by him, though?
He's distracted.
I think Lowry is going to say maybe he doesn't know you as well as he thinks he does. I think he's going to point at Kira and say, like, well, you got demon power from the future, no offense. And then he's going to point at Theo, the scion who turned down the legacy, point at Anna and Mark and be like, and 2 walking wild cards. We're a hard bunch to keep a beat on.
Yeah, not wrong.
But he can see into the future. Like, what we do is...
Predestined?
Or are we beside that?
He's not the only one that can see into the future. Anna and Mark do it all the time, just out of their control.
We change it all the time, says Anna. And the Star King, I mean, is he even... He can see the future, but does he see everything? Can he see everything all at once? What's it called? She's like trying to remember the difference between like...
Prescience and omniscience?
Yeah, prescience and omniscience. I mean, if he can't see everything at once, maybe he can only tune into certain things at a time. If he could keep him distracted elsewhere, that might be good.
I want Catrell to go, oh, people are always telling me that I'm distracting.
I think that actually gets a smile out of Anna, and she's like, yeah, that's what I like about you.
You're right, Catrell. You're right about all of it. Do you think we need to talk to Ro?
Eventually. Can we keep eating this yummy food, though, first?
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Hey, Yana, do you know how to make shakes? We had some at the bowling alley. Is that something we can make? Or was it a Slurpee? I can't even remember. It was a Slurpee because I remember us showing each other our tongues.
Oh my God.
Yana will retire to the kitchen, and you will hear intermittent screeches of the blender.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sound I haven't heard before.
You did not have one, so I purchased.
What did you purchase? Did you get another motorcycle? What is that?
It's a blender, Mark, says Anna.
Well, it's loud.
That's what blenders do. They're loud.
Catrell goes, is a blender a kind of motorcycle? Okay, in a little bit, yeah. What he did is he bought a couple of kinds of ice cream, and he has mixed them with the milk that you probably, I hope, well, yeah, you like cereal, I've decided.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's blended them up with some milk that you had and made milkshakes for everybody. So there is chocolate, and one's like caramel, one is dulce de leche.
I think Kira takes her milkshake and just kind of clinks it with Tommy's.
Yeah.
Can I have the Dolce one?
Excellent taste. I mean, honestly, they're milkshake wise, they're kind of rough. They just kind of, they're, wet ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're still ice cream, so it's really fucking good.
Yeah, I think as they're kind of eating that, I think Kira kind of is like, do you have any games, Mark?
Does Mark have games?
No, not really. I mean, there's a game on the fridge, and he points over at the fridge that has a touchscreen, and it's got like Pong. Here, watch this. And like he presses a button, and it's like ding, ding, ding.
Well, that's not really what I was thinking. Jonny, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you allow me, because I didn't use both of my women with the plan holds from last session, I only used one. Would you allow me to fucking have women with the plan to have, let's say, like a Nintendo Switch in Kira's car? Because what I'm thinking, because if you recall from weeks ago, Kira had stopped into Gad and was like, you don't have any like games or anything? And you were like, no. I think she bought like one for Gad and was like intending to give it to him. And it's like, hasn't yet. And she's like, well, I could probably grab that from the car.
I am imagining
I love that.
the flashback being en route from the Brothers Vitalis to Mark's house.
Mm-hmm.
You made a stop, and Tommy was like, what are we getting? And you're like, just trust
I have
me.
a feeling about this.
And like in the flashback, we're unclear what's in the package, and you toss it into the back seat. It's like, is that what I think it is? And Kira goes, I think we're going to need it.
Yeah. And she's like, well, hang on, I have something for this. And then she'll go grab it and she'll come back in.
I think everybody, as you walk outside, is just like peeking around the window, like, what is she doing?
It must be something top secret. Have any of you played Jackbox?
So, this family bonding game night's going great. Huh, Lauren?
I think it's wonderful. Kira is doing her best, you guys. That's all I'll say.
What more can we ask?
Probably for more engagement. Not avoiding each other and, being mad at each other. It's fine.
Welcome to the third act of season 3, you guys. Isn't it delightful? We've got some announcements for you, so I'm just going to kick us off. First of all, in case you didn't know, we actually had a bonus episode drop on our feed last week that you might have missed. It's actually a feed drop from the Zero Does Stuff Twitch stream, because a few weeks ago, Jonny was a guest on the stream for an episode called The Great Monster Make-Off. And Jonny, as well as Ian and Cap from Shrimp and Crits, competed against one another to create some Monster of the Week content, and were judged by the creator of Monster of the Week himself, Michael Sands. It was really fun. It was awesome. Jonny did great. And it was
so proud of our boy.
It was a really great episode. And our book club episodes that we normally have are kind of meant to sort of teach people a little bit about games and RPGs in general. And so Sarah very graciously agreed to let us drop it on our feed and share it with the rest of you guys. So go and check it out. It's got some great tips about how to create Monster of the Week mystery content. And it's just a really good listen. Other than that, we do have a few episodes coming up soon. The next episode of the cover story will come out on June 4th. And then June 4th is just a really great day, you guys, because we also have an episode over on our Patreon that's going to be coming out with a brand new episode of our House of Graves mini-series. Jonny, you have some reminders for us?
I have the most reminders to remember. As always, if you'd like to support the show, the best thing you can do for a show like ours is to leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, your listening platform of choice. Words are hard. And of course, as always, tell your friends, because word of mouth remains the best way for shows like ours to get attention. You can also come hang out with us on the internet. We are on Twitter at Monster Playbook, and on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Blue Sky Social at Monsters Playbook. If you'd like to support us monetarily, you can also subscribe to our Patreon for exclusive episodes, subscriber-only swag, and sweet, sweet bloopers. We also have a merch store where you can get yourself some Monsters Playbook fashions, and a Ko-Fi page where you can buy us a coffee. If you want to just kind of hang out, you can come join us on Discord. That's our spot on the internet where we talk about this game, all other games, and that crazy game called life. These links and not much more can be found in our Direct Me profile in this episode's show notes.
All right, you guys. This week's promo is the Wing Woman Podcast, a TTRPG podcast about killing Nazis, being gay, and surviving World War II.
Hell yeah.
This show is based on exploits of the real-life Soviet airwomen, Night Witches. Follow them as they fight to survive during a campaign of bombing against the Nazis.
Incoming message coming from the 588.
Good morning, recruits. Welcome to hell.
This is basic training. No one's supposed to die.
Wing Women is a semi-historical actual play podcast.
Have you pissed anyone off recently?
No one I can think of. While I run through the bulleted indexed list of people we've pissed off in the last couple of days.
They endure discrimination from their male counterparts.
All of your beds have been carried out of the nurse's station and placed in the middle of the jogging track.
I don't think it was Ivan. He's weak.
Against this bitter setting, our 4 motley heroines gain the chance to experience queer joy, gender euphoria, and equality for the first and perhaps the only time in their lives.
How obvious am I being?
See, I've kind of always thought that there is a level to some of us in this barracks that's visible.
Have you been using the word shenanigans?
I've been experimenting.
Where did you learn that word?
Until the next mission, this is us, signing off.
You can learn more about Wing Woman Podcast on their social media accounts like TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen to their stories on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Podcast. A link to all this information and how you can support them is in this episode's show notes. With that all wrapped up, who's ready for some jackpots in the episode? Hopefully it goes well.
It'll probably be fine.
Bye.
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 I kind of want to convince others to play this to maybe release some of the tension between us.
Did you draw a mushroom on that shirt?
And then Anna's like, no, it's a dick.
Mark blushes.
Especially because the shirt that Mark has made has as the caption, Docker's Choice.
Oh.
No, I saw mushrooms too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Theo will say like, "I'll just watch."
And then Kira's like, oh, come on. No, you gotta play.
Kira, I'm gonna have you roll manipulate somebody.
Oh, it's only a 9. I think what she would say should be like, we've done entirely too much thinking over the last forever. I think we could have one night of just some fun.
I mean, I'll stay and watch. I'll watch you guys. I'm not familiar with this, anyways.
I've never played it either, but they have this instruction thing that shows you can watch a tutorial, and it will go through. And
maybe the next round.
I'm gonna hold you to that. I think she like leans over to Tommy and she's like, I think she's just hustling us.
Strong move. She'll show up in round 2 and wipe the floor.
Yep.
If we're gonna have a party tonight, should we invite my neighbor over? That's what friendly neighbors do, right?
I don't know if I'm in the mood for a full-on party, but maybe just like a gathering with, close friends and family.
Okay.
But definitely another time we can have a party.
Sounds good. Mark continues to draw on his little phone.
Although it is your house, so...
Yeah, I do think at the decision to not invite your neighbor, the owl deflates a little bit.
Oh.
I think Kira, this is her best attempt to try to get people to just forget things for a little bit and relax. She will resort to some crude humor if it will get laughs.
Not to put words in your mouth, but I do think that at one point we hear in the sort of montage of the game, when it's revealed who wrote which or who did what drawing, Anna slaps you on the shoulder and goes, "Who are you, me?"
Cute.
Good Lord, Kira, that was your slogan and your great
I was so jealous.
I like how we're also just assuming that they're playing TKO and literally not any of
Jack Boss, please sponsor us.
Listeners, weigh in here, but it's the best one.
The next round comes around and Kira's like,
Yeah?
eh?
Bust out your fancy rich kid phone.
Saw me make a fool of myself.
Somebody better take care of all those dishes, and Yano really should not clean them. And Theo will get up and go to the kitchen and clean dishes.
She's gonna grab Theo like by the shoulders if she starts to like go up. Theo, we're playing games. Since when has Dishes been playing games? Unless you were like playing house as a kid. You don't want to play with me?
I'm just not in the giggly haha mood right now.
Yeah, none of us really are.
Right, says Lowry, hence the games.
Yeah.
Mark waddles down to the cellar entrance, or not the cellar, the basement, whatever it's called. He walks over to it and just like walks downstairs casually.
Okay, just a super normal thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm here. I'm not anywhere else, but I am here. Let me just wash these dishes.
Theo, roll manipulate someone.
It's a 14 advanced move.
Hero, roll act under pressure.
8.
She's going.
I think Kira lets go of you and sighs, disappointed. Okay.
I do think, Theo, you will get into the kitchen to find that Yano has already begun washing the dishes. He sees you arriving, and he tosses a kitchen towel at you. You will dry.
Theo will nod and get to work with drying dishes.
He won't say anything.
Theo won't either.
It's been a really, really chatty episode.
Excellent for an audio medium.
Yeah. And there's just 10 minutes of dish noises. I do think after like a while, after it seems like folks are breaking off since Theo and Mark are not playing, Carol will just kind of be like, well, I tried.
Well, Mark was playing. He just disappeared for some unknown reason.
Where did Mark go?
Mark comes upstairs and he's got this like bag and he's like, yeah, Yano, you got a second? I found this in the basement and I don't know. I've never had one of these, so I don't really know what to really do with it. Do you know how to use it? And he like just gently sets it down on the table and kind of unzips the side of it.
Yano's going to snatch the drying towel out of your hand, Theo, and dry his hands with it, beckon you to come into the living room with him.
You're like, God damn it, I have to.
Yeah. Theo will bring the towel with her, though. This is only a break.
Exactly. Yano hasn't taken off the apron, for example. And then he'll walk into the living room and see you set this thing down and you move to open it up. What is it?
It is a probably older than this house, probably a classical acoustic guitar. It's still got the original nylon strings on it and everything. It's dusty, but in really good condition because it's been stored inside and away.
Did this come with the house?
I think this is something that was left in the house when I came here, and I didn't find it until I was like actually spending time to look through the nooks and crannies of the house.
Neither you nor the previous owner recognized its value.
Or they forgot it was there. I don't know. But I came across it, and I didn't know what to really do with it because I don't play. Mark doesn't play an instrument.
I do think that after everybody sort of has stopped playing, Anna might have gone over to like just sit on a couch somewhere, and I think she's actually just thrumming through the deck of tarot cards that she has.
Okay, noted.
Am I to assume Yano is going to play something at a later time?
He's going to inspect your guitar basically immediately and be like making increasingly impressed noises. He's like rolling it over in his hands and like kind of weirdly shaking it and tapping on the back and being like, this is yours?
Apparently.
Do you play?
No, I couldn't. I don't know how to. It's got too many strings for me. I'm more of a one string guy.
He'll kind of flip it around and like lean against. He'll sit on like the arm of the couch.
It says Cordoba on it.
Oh my god!
Is it a good guitar?
I this is a thing that I don't know. Is it a good guitar, John?
Cordoba is a well-known brand.
He will strum out a very warm and rich G-sharp minor that will like ring and like seem to polish the very air between all of you.
I was gonna say it like literally polishes everybody's eyes as we just like are like, whoa.
Yeah, it sounds like a really great acoustic guitar sounds. Smooth and wood and the sustain and
even in my very cemented
I don't know why. I know I've never said this, but I have been imagining that your living room is carpeted.
Okay, all right. I've thought the opposite because it's a very modern house, but I mean that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We can go with that. I can run with that. I want the guitar to be good.
The whole time in my head, everybody diving to like save Catrell that time when things were coming out of like this whole time. I'm just like, oh yeah, glass on, beige carpet.
Yeah.
Welcome to the junk drawer of my imagination. So yeah, if you will allow him, he will play you something.
You play, Yano?
I think he just shoots you a look that just kind of says, please.
I think Mark is struck just by the kind of the mystery of music in general. Like that's an area he's not very familiar with. So It's just like, what is it?
I don't understand how these pieces are fitting together, but it is hitting my brain in a very specific way. I feel like I just want to basically describe the song he's playing because what I want you to get from the song that he is playing is that it is like, it sort of seems to lilt back and forth in its parts between a like mournful war march, almost dirge-like, into a kind of like soothing daybreak sort of song.
If you were to explain it in a sentence.
The soldiers have come home, and though they are much hurt from their battles, the fact that they have come home at all is hope enough.
How?
Magic.
That's incredible. Mark is just like awestruck.
And then he'll like go back to just flipping the guitar around and go, yes, it's a fine instrument.
I think Mark like looks it over again and just has a different respect for it.
Cute.
I almost don't want to put this back in the bag. I'm going to go put this upstairs in my bedroom. Mark takes it and like brings it upstairs, just lays it in the middle of his bed and like, stay there, don't move.
Walks backwards out of the room in case it starts tipping like a baby.
And I think he's going to start doing research on how to take care of it.
As Mark goes up with the guitar, I want to have Yano go up with him and like gesture to Theo, you mind finishing the dishes?
Yeah.
And then he'll toss the kitchen towel at Kira and go, you dry.
Okay.
And then go upstairs.
Kira slings the towel over her shoulder and then walks over.
Tommy pops his eyebrows at you as you walk away and goes to hang out with the rest of the folks. I want him to like sit down on the couch next to Donovan and be like, so how much did this suit cost?
Oh my God.
Incalculable.
You wouldn't understand that in any amount of zeros. I think when Kira gets to the sink with you, I think she'll kind of just like side nudge you.
Theo will take it, but continue washing dishes.
How are you doing? Kind of a stupid question, but I don't really know how else to break into that whole everything.
I'm okay. Tired.
Yeah. These last couple of weeks haven't been easy.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask, why exactly do you want to save him?
I think Theo hands you like a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Like as she's like passing it into your hand, I think that she just kind of, for a while, first time, like kind of meets your eyes.
Kira starts to try it.
I think he's just lost. Resumes the next dish.
What makes you think he's lost?
Because I saw it. I saw the moment that he lost his purpose.
His purpose being
King.
his desire to be king?
I mean, I can't put words in his mouth. I can only assume. I mean, you guys might be right. We can't save him. But I don't want to live having not tried trying.
Kira takes another dish from you, dries it. I understand that probably better than most people, wanting to save someone. A couple years ago, before we met you, I was in a very similar position with Donovan. He was, at the time, an enemy of ours.
Wow, can't imagine that.
Oh, you dislike him so much.
Kira kind of fights the urge to bite back at that. And it's kind of just like, point being, everybody else was against me, telling me that I shouldn't trust him, should give up on trying to change him. The truth is, you can't change people. That has to come from them. Give the Star King a chance. See if he's willing to change. If he is, you'll know he's worth it.
Maybe I'm projecting my own problems onto that situation, but there are too many similarities to walk away from him.
Sometimes the hardest thing that you can do to help somebody, you have to let them go. You have to let them make that choice for themselves. You can't force people to change. You can give them all the support in the world, but sometimes they need to find that strength for themselves. I mean, Donovan, I was ready to walk away from him. I saved his life. I could have let him die. And I guess maybe in that act, I proved to him that there was something to live for. I don't know if the Star King is exactly the same, but maybe you can do something of that sort for him. But you can't hurt yourself in the process. It's easier said than done, but in order to take care of others, we have to take care of ourselves. Which washes another dish.
Theo hands you a pan.
Have you thought about going to talk to your family?
It's been around my mind, but it's not a priority right now. We've got the end of the world on the horizon.
Well, not if we have anything to say about it. I think there's maybe only 1 or 2 dishes left. Kira dries another one. What do you need, Theo?
What do you mean?
What can I do to help?
I don't know. Help with what?
Anything.
I think Theo will kind of glance over her shoulder at Anna on the couch. I know that she may not want to talk to me and might not want to talk to you either, but could you talk to her for me? Make sure she's okay.
I'll talk to her, but you should talk to her too.
I'm just waiting for her to maybe cool off a bit, and maybe I can catch some sleep while I wait.
I mean, and I think Kira's eyesight kind of drifts over to Anna, who's sitting alone on a couch, just flipping through tarot cards. She seems pretty calm right now.
That's just the face.
True enough. But if you want to talk to her and make sure she's okay, my advice would be to talk to her. Don't use me as proxy.
Well, darn.
Kira dries the last dish, kind of put a hand on one of Theo's shoulders. I'm always going to be in your corner, Theo. Actually, maybe just kind of like squeeze your shoulder a little.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, go pack up the Nintendo Wii, or Nintendo Switch, since nobody wants to play any games.
It was a valiant effort.
Maybe we can go see about going to get that second eye, if you're up for it. Not now, but after we've had some sleep.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a good plan.
Let me know if there's anything I can do.
I'll let you know when I know.
You got it. And then Kira will go pack up her Switch.
I think, Mark, while you were up there, Yana would have been like kind of talking to you a bit like, cloth would have to be very absorbent. Soft is better. You have lemon juice.
What? No?
Can be nice for polish.
Okay. Mark is like pulling out his old notebooks and like writing all this down.
Keeping in tune will be difficult, especially if you go long periods of time without playing. See, as the strings become sharp, they can bend the neck. It's bad for the guitar.
Oh, so you shouldn't turn these what are these
pegs. You must turn them. Turning them is part of playing.
But it bends it?
If you will not be playing for long periods of time, maybe just loosen them up a bit.
Oh, okay. So then when I want to play tightening them up, how do I know how not to over tighten it?
You tune them. Use it with it. You will need to purchase a tuner.
Okay. I'll just go online and look for near like a store near here, and maybe I can go in there and find something.
Oh yes, online. Yana will take.
Okay.
So he's gonna give you a little bit of more monster hunting surrogate dad vibes, teaching you how to fix stuff and take care of your musical instruments, kid.
Can I send a text message?
You sure can. To whomst?
I want to text Jacob.
Okay.
And I think it just simply says, Jacob, ? Please tell me you're okay.
He texts back, I'm fine. I don't think they know it was me. And anyway, I'm laying low. How are you?
Theo will just say, I'm fine. Tired.
He'll text back and just say, you really need to get better at lying to your family.
Theo's not gonna respond. We haven't spoken in like months. I'm not gonna open my heart out to him.
Why'd you text him then?
Guys, I might not be talking, but I just wanted to make sure he's still alive.
It's complicated,
Are
Jonny.
you okay? Yes, I'm safe. Okay, shut up.
I think that Theo will just say, I'm glad that you're all right and safe.
I think a long time will pass, and then you'll get a text from him that says, I don't think I can run away anymore.
Theo's going to say, yeah, with an ellipsis.
I might come up for a couple of days.
And do what?
Pick up the pieces.
Do you think you can find the pieces?
I've learned a thing or two about making new ones out here, so... You want to know the truth? I was never really very good at graphic design. I'll give you a call, Theo. Take care of yourself.
You too.
Good night. Heart emoji.
Too much connection.
Person in bed emoji. Disco dance emoji. Hamburger emoji.
Oh my god, stop.
That's Jacob. He's a dweeb.
Can I make a request that Lowry comes and sits down on the couch next to Anna?
Next to Anna? Yeah, I was thinking about that. Should you be doing that?
What? Tarot? I'm not really doing anything. I'm just distracting myself.
No, that's how you activate them. You shuffle them. You don't really know what you're messing with.
What? It's going to tell me that something bad is going to happen in my future. I'm aware.
Hey, I don't know. I'm not the one who's been skipping her tarot research for the last 3 months.
Shoots him a look.
Holds up his hand in a surrender gesture. Just saying.
I haven't skipped everyone. Made it to last week's.
Okay. Do me.
Okay, fine. What kind of spread do you want?
Yeah, what are my options?
So it should be I have 3 options for you. Past, present, future, or situation, obstacle, advice, or question, answer.
Well, seems like we're all looking for advice. Why don't we do that one?
Okay.
I will give you some time to interpret those. I think I know what Theo's doing or pointedly not doing. Mark, is there anything else you wanted to do say see, check in on, think about.
Where is Theo right now?
Maybe probably in the kitchen. I think she stayed in the kitchen.
I think I'm just around like the living room, kitchen-y area.
I think Mark comes down and he sees Theo. Listen, I know you probably don't want to talk to me right now.
I'm surprised that you want to talk to me,
I do want to talk to you.
even though I'm putting us all in danger.
You're not putting us all in danger. You're trying to do the right thing.
So why'd you say it before?
Because I was frustrated and I just, I'm worried about this one. Like, I feel like this isn't like any of the other mysteries that we've had to go up against.
How do you think I think about this? Feel about this?
Just look, I'm sorry for what I said. I'm just trying to be really careful. But you're right. We should give this an opportunity. We should give him an opportunity. I'm sorry that I shot you down like that. Forgive me? You don't have to, but just wanted to say that I'm sorry.
Thank you for saying you're sorry. I understand how big this is. I'm not taking this lightly, if that's what you think.
You're not. You were thinking ahead, and I wasn't.
Barely thinking ahead.
This isn't easy, by any means. And I know you don't need me to tell you that. Like, this is a way more than I ever thought I'd get myself into, but we're stronger together in all of this, so I just didn't want to lose sight of that. You doing okay outside of this?
I mean, I'm running on fumes and avoiding my family, and half my friends were mad at me, so it could be worse. Although, I mean, the world is going to be ending at some point, so...
Do you want to go talk about it?
No.
Do you want to go not talk about it?
But I would enjoy the company.
Sure. Can I help you with anything? Or do you want me to just kind of leave you alone? We can go for a walk. Mark puts on a cheesy smile.
How many couches or chairs does Mark have?
Yeah, I think he has a full living room set. He went furniture shopping.
And the guy told me that I was supposed to get not just one couch.
Mark does what the guy tells him to.
Mm-hmm.
Can we, just sit and...
Yeah, we can go sit.
Okay.
Was there more to that sentence, Theo?
Yeah, but Theo says it slightly incoherently because she is extremely shy about asking it and not knowing how to ask it.
Mark, would you roll read a bad situation for me?
It's not a bad situation.
It could be.
10.
What was it Theora didn't say?
Well, she said it. It was just extremely incoherent.
What I'm telling you is that Mark understood it. So what does he take you to the couch and do?
Just sitting and cuddling.
Yeah.
Aw.
Is the couch occupied right now with...
Yeah, you have a couple of situations. I think what I think is happening is that a couple of chairs on either side of the coffee table, and on one far edge of the couch is sitting Lowry, and in the chair, sort of opposite him doing his tarot reading, is Anna, and you guys go to the other end of the couch, and yeah, Mark puts his arm around Theo, who melts into his shoulders and chest.
So yeah, I think Theo just folds herself kind of into a ball and just into the crook of Mark's neck, shoulder.
She may also fall immediately to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Mark also turns up his heat a little bit, so it's just cozy.
Aww.
Oh.
Little fireplace of a boy.
Damn it. I was kind of thinking though that although Theo may be sleeping deeply, she is not dreaming well.
No.
Nightmares, for sure. And I think they're vivid nightmares.
What I'm vibing is that thing of where you are just running in the dark and it's darkness in every direction and you're sure there's something out there and after you and there's no direction on where to go or how to get away.
Oh, I think it's worse than that.
Oh, what is it? Tell me.
For Theo, she is in her family's library. And usually I think that it's pretty bright, which I guess for a library isn't good. But this one, it's very dark. There are little lamps at the different reading, studying tables. And I think those are the only lights that are on. And in Theo's nightmare, she hears the laughter of little girls, footsteps running, and just out of the corner of her eye, movement, but always turning to look to see what it is. She also hears the grumbling sound of the disapproving noise that her father makes.
Okay. Mark, have you fallen asleep as well?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And I don't know if he's left his fire going.
Do you dream?
Yes.
Do you want to tell me what you dream, or do you want me to tell you what you dream?
Tell me what you think that I would dream, because I don't think that I would know.
So I think it's Mark who has the dream of, in all directions there's kind of only darkness, and you know that there's something scary out there coming for you. You don't know which direction is safety. You don't know which direction is danger. You just have to pick one and start running. The other thing that is going on with you in this dream is that you are cradling in your hand a trembling baby bird, and you know that it is very important that you keep that bird safe and get that bird somewhere safe. What I am implying here is that you are folding in Theo's gentle trembling against you into your dream. Because Theo, you definitely are stirring and like doing nightmare grumbles.
Yeah.
So, Anna.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Lara's situation, obstacle, and advice?
Yeah. I'm just kind of reading through the rest of this. She'll look at the spread of cards before her, and she looks at the first card, which is the 5 of Pentacles, upright. Okay, we have the 5 of Pentacles. We see 2 people walking through icy wind and snow. They are in poverty. They're destitute. There's a church behind them with a window lit up that exudes warmth, but because they're so focused on their own plights, they don't even notice that there's help nearby. Next, we have the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands shows 8 sprouting wands sailing through the air at high speed. In the upright position, it means movement, fast-paced change, action, alignment. And finally, the last card, advice. We have a Chariot. It's a powerful card. In general, the Chariot depicts a brave warrior that's standing inside a chariot, wearing armor decorated with crescent moons, representing what is coming into being, and other alchemical symbols that suggest spiritual transformation. But in the reverse position, this generally means self-discipline, opposition, or a lack of direction. So if we look here at the 5 of Pentacles situation, generally this is going to mean that we've hit hard times. I would say so. Sure as shit we have. It's hard times. We don't feel safe because things have been taken from us, stripped away from us. But the good news, it's minor arcana, so it's only temporary. It shall pass. Generally, it means that you feel isolated and alone, but the good news is there is light nearby. We need only look to see who are the helpers. The obstacle, the thing we need to overcome. So generally, the 8 of Wands means that you should go with the flow and not resist it. Because this is our obstacle, perhaps that means we need to change our normal ways of thinking. The 8 of Wands also says that we need to be laser focused with our intentions and actions. The fact that we are all over the place and can't seem to get into agreement is probably what this is talking about. And the last card, the Chariot. The advice, normally in the upright, it would be a green light to move forward with what we have, but because we cannot figure out our plans, that generally means that we have a lack of direction. The advice would be to figure out what our goal is, get in alignment, and once that has been achieved, then our goal can be achieved. And we can be the brave warrior that the card depicts. How am I doing so far?
Good. No, it's good. He was like transported.
Oh, bud. Have I divined your future?
I kind of hope so. Because, hey, no death card.
Well, sometimes that apparently can mean a good thing. Things coming to an end, like a cycle. See? I pay attention.
You've activated my trap card.
My problem with these is just it feels so
arbitrary?
Nebulous. Yeah. Doesn't really give us anything to do. And I think she kind of tosses the tarot cards down on the table, and I think that the Temperance card is shown.
Okay.
And she looks at it, kind of turns her head to the side. Huh. Well, I just got an idea, I think. Yep, that's an idea.
Dangerous?
Yep. Idea for a spell, to be precise.
He leans forward, almost theatrically interested.
Mm-hmm. I think I have an idea of how I can help Kira. She just kind of points at the card.
I think he'll pick it up. Temperance. Like balance?
Yeah. I mean, that forge kind of helped bring the other fires into balance so that they could be wielded.
Tempered.
Yeah. What if you could do the same for Ember? I don't know if it would be a permanent thing, but maybe springboard something.
And Kira could, like, direct the flames.
Yeah, she could. I think she, like, Anna, like, rolls her eyes and she's like, oh my God, she could claim the power. Like, recites the lyrics from the fucking song. Claim the power that she once condemned. Yep, that's what she could do.
Oh my God, you have to be kidding me.
But maybe that could work. I mean, at least it gives us fucking something to do. So we're not just kicking rocks, dragging our feet. Mark wakes up.
Mark is asleep. Huh? Not real rocks. It's a figure of speech.
But that makes me think of something else. I think Anna kind of looks around at Mark and Theo snoozing. Can we go talk somewhere that's maybe not surrounded by...
Next to my sleeping romantic brother?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Okay. Where do we go?
I like the idea of him taking you out, like, one of the back doors and flying you up to the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we just, like, sit over it, our legs dangling over the side.
God, that's so 90s. I love it.
Yeah. Clutch your jackets around your necks in the chill night air.
Mm-hmm. So, I think she kind of, like, pokes his arm. You've maybe got 18 hours left of that spell before it fades.
Yep.
Haven't really talked about what you exactly want to do with that whole situation.
This is what we came up here to talk about. Okay.
What, you think I wanted to make out?
No.
We can do that later if you want.
Oh my God.
But we sort of should talk about this, I think.
You born 17?
I mean, I wasn't born yesterday, but I was born pretty recently.
Oh God.
I mean, I think she kind of like lays back like on her like hands, you know, kind of in like a more relaxed position. I mean, I feel like I've made my feelings pretty clear about you and how I feel about you. I want you to stay here, but I sort of get the vibe that you don't.
It's not that. I feel what I want doesn't matter. That's not what I'm for.
Well, what do you want?
Come on.
If anybody understands putting aside your own needs for others, fucking like raises her hand. Been there, done that. Doing things that you want doesn't make you selfish or any less deserving of happiness, Larry. I think you taught me that.
No fair.
What? Spouting back your words at you?
This is one-way wisdom, okay?
I don't think that's how it works. Would being here mess up with your duty? Whatever that is? To protect Mark? To serve the sky? What's stopping you?
Who told you could get so smart?
Ramsey Lincoln did. They told me that I
geez.
had to. So, you know.
You know how long my life has been on one path?
I think you told me that you were around in the time of primordial soup. So, pretty old. Long time.
There's things you see as possible and things you don't. Questions you just don't ask yourself. In a way, Anna, me as a concept is something I'm still kind of getting used to.
You kind of just described like being a human.
Then maybe that's what I want.
What?
The shape, the personhood, the individuality, the growing and changing and learning something new just because you feel like trying it.
Yeah?
We fly where we want in the sky, but we go where we're told.
So there really isn't true freedom.
Not for folks like me.
So you're saying maybe you would like to change into this permanently?
I'm saying I'm not opposed to it.
What can I do to change your mind into a yes?
Prove it's possible.
What's possible? I know the spell.
Well, touche.
I mean, hello, that's how I'm here.
I don't know, I guess all that's left is just to get me out of work.
Yeah, is that like Are you like with the union or like what's the deal there? Is that are you like contractually bound?
Well,
Or is it more that you are supposed to serve and or I shouldn't say serve, aid Mark?
technically, I do work for Mark.
Well, hey. I have it on pretty good authority that he likes having you around. So yes.
So, yes. And I think he's gonna jump. I think he's actually gonna like throw himself up by his push off with his arms and flap his wings and come to land on his feet on the edge of the house, throw both of his hands in the air and shout, "I want to live."
Oh my god.
I choose live.
I think she pulls back. Okay, Leo.
What? It's Lowry. You know that. It's,
She's fully gonna just make out with
you
him.
know that. You know that's not my milk.
What are you guys doing on my roof?
Don't worry about it,
I
Mark.
think we're christening it.
Oh!
I think then at some point she would say, okay, well then we'll start tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm just trying to figure out that if everyone else allowed the night to elapse, where will Kira and Tommy just leave?
Honestly, maybe yeah. I think she's like, there's like one too many beds here.
No, I mean, if Mark didn't, I guess Donovan.
Mark's bed is open.
I feel like Kira and Tommy would both feel weird about sleeping in his bed and be like,
No. I mean, if anything, I was thinking like Theo and Mark in his bed, in Mark's bed, Catrell in her bed, and then Lowry usually sleeps on the couch. There's an open bed in the basement.
Donovan will be proud and sleep in one of the chairs.
Okay, Dad.
I mean, I guess if there's the bed in the basement, Kira and Tommy might just sleep on the pull-out bed then.
I'm also delighted imagining that thing of Mark and Theo waking up and realizing it's like 4:45 in the morning, and they're like, "Oh, we should probably get up and get into bed, huh? Yeah, we should." But they don't move for a very long time.
Cute.
Theo would definitely like startle awake from her nightmare.
And Mark goes, huh? What? A bird?
What time is it?
Hold on, let me look.
It is 4:45 in the morning.
What?
Donovan is asleep, is trying to sleep on the chair opposite you guys.
Thanks, I
Are
hate
you
it.
just like a sleeping clock?
He opens one of his eyes and looks at you, Mark, and goes, and then I think he just like holds up his wrist that has a watch on it.
All right.
He drops his hand, closes his eye again, and then just gestures off, like dusting you away, off with you. He tries to go back to sleep.
I think Mark just groggily gets up and like, squinty eyed, and he's going towards the wall to go upstairs.
Donovan's wing cloak like ruffles itself over him further like a blanket.
Without Mark's invitation, Theo will curl back up onto the couch.
Theo, are you coming to bed?
With you?
In his groggy state, he's just like, do I feel weird about this? At 4 a.m. in the morning? Yeah, it's fine. Just I'll sleep on the far side of the bed, and you can. It's open. I'm gonna be upstairs.
Mark.
Okay. Where's Anna and Lowry sleeping?
On the roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might hear some noises.
Shut up.
Upstairs.
Shut up.
What is that banging on our roof?
I don't know. You should check it out.
Bro.
Keep it down up there.
Lousy possums.
Yeah, I think Theo will just tiptoe as quietly as possible after Mark. Although, like, getting to your bedroom, I think she's going to be like, do you have an extra toothbrush?
Yeah, I got like 3 for Catrell. She kept biting them.
She would bite them. She totally would bite them. She'd be like,
Yeah.
You said it was for my teeth.
So I think, yeah, Mark's just like, yeah, Catrell's been biting them and breaking them. So I've got a few extras if you need one.
I know this so deep that like it is the middle of the night at someone else's house and everyone is sleeping there and you feel like you can't move or be anywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think even you, Mark, are like walking around being like, yeah, I have a bunch for Catrell. They're over here.
Yep. No, I totally know that feeling too. You're like, walking on eggshells not to disturb anybody.
Theo tries to turn on the bathroom faucet, but immediately goes to like tries to bring it down to like the quietest. Like,
what's going on in there?
Drip, drip.
Okay.
But anyway, Theo will gingerly and very shyly climb into bed with Mark.
Okay. I think you are both too tired to realize that that is exactly what you are doing. I think you both get into the bed and immediately fall asleep and then wake up in each other's arms.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun rises on a new day.
Anna starts making lots of noise. Up, people!
From the roof?
She comes back inside. Rise and shine. It's a new day.
I think after a second or two of you coming inside, the door opens again and in walks Yano with a pair of those 4-pack trays of coffees.
Like donuts and coffee.
Yeah. Ah.
Oh, perfect. And she goes and grabs one.
Catch all food.
So Yano slept in his truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is on brand for Yano.
Mhm.
So once people come filing up and downstairs to the kitchen.
Theo is trying to hide her bed hair and the fact that she and Mark shared a bed and she feels extremely awkward about it and just what's that
Walk of shame.
feels like she's doing a walk of shame when
Even though all they
nothing
did was cuddle.
happened. Yeah, pretty much.
Meanwhile, Anna's like, oh shit. Forgot my bra.
Theo and Anna are stark opposites. I think this is the first serious relationship Theo's ever had. And this is the first time that she's ever been this close with someone.
Great, you're all here. I have some exciting news on two fronts. First of all, I just had a great idea for a spell that could help our Miss Kira Ashwood here. I don't think it's a solution per se, but it might help with this whole Ember situation. Kira's kind of raises an eyebrow. You don't say.
Mark looks up from his bagel.
Yes. I got the idea actually from tarot, which fuck tarot, but also the cards. They gave me an idea, and I should be able to have most of the ingredients that we need at the Clockwork Trial. The only thing that we would probably need to get is one of those medallions from Dawnbreak. And then Kira's like, okay.
Donovan will say, so what's the spell?
So I think Anna gets very animated and she's like, I'm calling it the Twin Flame spell.
Oh my God.
And I think it'll be really good. But essentially the idea, the intent of it is to sort of balance the energies of Kira and Ember so that they can kind of coexist. Forge them together, temper them so that they can just be one, without burning to death. That's the intent. Again, I don't think it's just a temporary thing, but it could allow you to at least test it out, see that bond, if it's, possible, maybe strengthen that connection so that if you guys decide to go that route down the road.
Well, it sounds like a good plan.
Anna's like, thanks. I thought so too. I actually was up all night writing up some of the ingredients and the spell itself. I think I got it all ready to go. We just have to get all the stuff together and we can probably do it later this afternoon if we want. If you're up for it, of course. And Kira's like, I think she kind of checks in mentally with Ember.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just inside her head, she'll kind of try to reach out to Ember's consciousness. Would you be willing to try something like that?
I'm going to have you roll manipulate someone.
14 advance move. You can look over the spell, all of it, before we do it. Make sure it's okay.
Oh, I will be.
But I'm game if you are.
What the hell?
Okay. And then I think Kira will kind of just nod to Anna. We're in. Perfect. Second thing, Lowry has something he would like to ask you, Mark. Lowry.
I do?
Yeah, well, we talked about this thing. Get permission.
Lowry?
So, Ro kind of put me up to have duty have formed my vows to work for you and
you don't have to do this right now if you don't want to. We can talk about
Oh my
this
God,
later.
you guys are so awkward. He wants to stay here, but he needs your permission. Sort of.
In this house? He's already here.
No, on Earth. In his own body. He's decided that he'd like to try it out, try to stay. But
Okay. I'm not.
But I work for the Prince of the Sky, and nothing is supposed to come before that duty.
And you need my permission to break that.
or to at least be here.
Nods sharply.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're a pretty good right-hand guy, but
I think
I don't care.
Ketra looks at you for just a second like, oh my God, is he going to say no?
So, yeah, I think Mark is just like I care if you're, like, of course, like, you're fine. Not care is like, I do not hold anything over you. You're good.
I think he's going to nod once, and he is going to, in one move, grab you by both of your shoulders and pull you in for a huge bear hug.
No.
Oh.
3 times anime noise because he was not expecting this from his brother.
Our society frowns upon platonic male tenderness, but in the cover story, we celebrate it.
Yeah, and he just kind of like pats him on the back.
Awesome.
All right, then he'll just as swiftly kind of pull you back out and be holding you by both your shoulders and go,
You're free, man.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
Pat, pat. Enjoy. All right.
Perfect. So, shall we do the Clockwork Child then, folks?
Now you want to drive the motorcycle?
No. I'll have to figure this out if I'm going to be,
Motorcycles are very dangerous.
I'll have to figure this out if I'm going to be, a 2 legs.
I would like you to have 2 legs.
They have classes for that.
What, and you're not worried about when I go riding on a motorcycle?
You can go incorporeal.
I think as you guys are actually kind of doling out who's going to ride with whom, Yano will put a hand on your shoulder, Theo, and go, Sorella, ride with me.
But I was going to ride with Mark.
We will see him soon. We have things to discuss. Come.
I guess we'll meet you guys at the Clockwork Child.
Sure.
Theo picks up her to-go hot chocolate cup.
So Theo, you get into the truck with Yano, and you pull away, and...
If this is about how poorly I was mixing that meat, I'm really sorry.
No, you did fine with this. And he pulls onto the highway. He's just driving in heavy silence. There was a favor you asked of me recently.
Yeah?
I wish for you to return this favor.
You're telling me that it wasn't cleaning up the dishes last night?
No, this was only polite. We were guests in your Mark's house.
Theo blushes a little bit because he said your Mark's house.
Yeah. You cannot have this rift you have follow you around, because this also follows Yano.
Oh, I'm not that mad at my friends.
I do not mean your friends, Theora. You must speak with your father. Make whatever kind of peace with your family that you can.
How am I supposed to do that?
It is my hope that you will do it wisely. And then his eyes will return to the road, and then he won't say anything else until you arrive at the Clockwork Child. Executive producer Jonny Grubb. This has been The Monsters Playbook, featuring
Detjen-Wander as Mark Clayton.
Lauren Johnson as Anna and Kira Ashwood.
Miah Detjen-Wander as Theo Nessos.
and Jonny Grubb as literally everybody else. Our theme song is by me, Jonny Grubb. The Monsters Playbook is produced and engineered by Miah Detjen-Wander and edited by Miah Detjen-Wander and Lauren Johnson. If you liked this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. You can find the Monsters Playbook on the social network of your choice. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and now on Blue Sky. You can also hang out with us on Discord, and if you like what we're doing, please consider supporting us on Patreon. We'll see you next episode where, as always, I'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening.
Yano, where'd you learn to make this?
I really don't need the Foley.
She could just pull it from me from the last 3 years.
From the popcorn
Takes
episode.
of you eating.
The popcorn episodes.
This was Johnny's popcorn phase. Oh, it's not as bad as his as
Sunflower
his fucking
seeds.
sunflowers. Oh.
We should put a notification on the like an eating scale from 1 to 10 on our on our episode cards.
Content warning. Popcorn.
Yikes.